IGN France has been getting roasted over the past few days because of their awful take on Stellar Blade, and even though they apologize, the backlash has not stopped. And now, hilariously enough, we have Maxim Korea coming out and absolutely destroying them on their unrealistic body proportion argument. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. Now, this is a video that went up on YouTube only recently, and it is being very positively ratioed. As you can see, 2.7k likes to only 2 dislikes. The comment section is filled with people absolutely destroying IGN France and this very tired, unrealistic body proportions argument where her organs, they've been screaming, and they have been screaming into the void for years at this point. And of course, Stellar Blade has really triggered a lot of these individuals because of Eve and Taki's beautiful designs, and even Adam has a great design. It's not like it's just the female characters, but of course, this is in Korean, so there are subtitles here, but I'm just gonna basically tell you guys what they say within this. I'm sure a lot of this imagery would probably get this video, limited added because of the beautiful women that are highlighted in it, but they talk about, IGN France reviewing the demo of this Korean game, Stellar Blade. It says, what is a realistic body type? Defining realistic may be difficult, but there was a recent incident criticized for an unrealistic body type. IGN France reviewed the demo of Korea's game Stellar Blade, stating that the character Eve appears bland, like a doll created with an exaggerated sexual aspect by someone who's never seen a woman, which is complete and utter BS, because we have known for a very long time at this point that Stellar Blade's Eve is modeled after a real-life woman, a model, a beautiful, beautiful woman. And while, they did end up creating a face for Eve, the rest of her body proportions are exactly that woman's body proportions. Shin Jae-young is her name, and she actually is a Maxim cover model, which is why Maxim Korea is covering this. They are a, men's outlet, a men's magazine, so it's very important that they are highlighting her beauty and also defending one of their models. But it says, can a character modeled after a real person's body be called unrealistic? Does it make sense to call a body based on a real person unrealistic? Does that make sense? And in my opinion, it makes no sense at all whatsoever. There are women with smaller breasts, with bigger breasts. There are men with bigger muscles and smaller muscles. There are men that are really tall, women that are really short in this world, and I think that it's great to highlight all sorts of body types. But of course, when we get to highlighting the very unrealistic or the exaggerated or the extremely beautiful and feminine, there are people out there who have problems with it. It is another issue related to political correctness we've been hearing a lot about these days. They also go on to say, therefore, to educate that her body is indeed realistic and exists in reality, they decided to re-release a video of one of her photo shoots, which I most certainly cannot show because it is pretty spicy. This will be linked down below, though, in case you want to go and watch for yourself. But it is great to see another beautiful woman. I mean, this host is absolutely gorgeous, talking about how in the West, unfortunately, beauty is attacked. We recently heard, Stellar Blade's director explaining, the protagonist's body and the look that they decided to choose for these characters. And he even said, that's what I wanted. Honestly, when I play a game, I would like to see someone who is better looking than myself. I don't want to see normal. I want to see something more ideal. I think that is very important in a form of entertainment. And this is, after all, entertainment targeted for adults, which I totally and completely agree with. I think that it is fantastic to see exaggerated beauty and feminine beauty. And there are a lot of times where we just do not get that anymore from Western developers, which is why so many people have looked to other regions and other groups of developers around the world because they are not shoving, politically correct narratives into their content. They're not putting their own personal political opinions into, the games and the movies and the TV shows that they're making, the content in general. And they are willing to create what audiences want. People want to see beautiful feminine women. People want to see extremely muscular, strong, manly men in entertainment. And these should not be negative or bad things. These are not things that should be, attacked, and not things that ultimately we should see there being issues surrounding. But of course, there are so many individuals who are sensitive snowflakes, and a lot of developers are listening to the vocal minority. A lot of these people who will complain basically no matter what, and ultimately people that were not going to buy Stellar Blade in the first place. I mean, for years now, ever since they initially announced Stellar Blade, we saw Eve and Taki's absolutely gorgeous, figures. These people have been complaining for that long. They were never going to purchase this game, so if you decided to make Eve and Taki and Adam absolute uggos, they still wouldn't buy it. But it's got 278 comments, and it is getting flooded with support and people saying, yeah, I am sick and tired of Western entertainment. This is why I'm looking to, Korean studios and Japanese studios. People saying things like, thank you, Korean creatives, for resisting the insanity of Western creatives. It is sad to see the West in every game that comes out. You have to actually, research. You can't just trust that it's going to be a good game and that, there's not going to be a political narrative behind it, but you have to do these things now. You have to do all of this research. Thank God most Asian developers don't give in to the woke crybabies. There are definitely some. I don't think it's fair to say, all of them, but they did say most, and I would agree that most don't, but there are still some. We're so sorry for all the stupid things Western gaming journalists are saying about these actresses and models. Most of us Westerners are looking for a fun and beautiful game to play, and I completely agree. I live streamed the demo on the channel. I had an absolute blast with it, and I will be live streaming this game at full launch. I am super excited for it, as many other people are, and I'm so glad that over the years and after the couple of delays that this game never changed, that they never listened to the outrage mob. They never listened to the, vocal minority of people that were complaining about this title, and they just continued to barrel forward and go with their original concept, and it's really paying off for them. IGN France has gotten absolutely annihilated for their awful take on Stellar Blade, and any journalist that comes out now and attacks this game is going to face the same fate, which is probably why a lot of them have praised Stellar Blade, or at least been quiet about Stellar Blade. They haven't outright attacked it, even though if this was any other game they definitely would. But because there is so much support surrounding this game right now, they are afraid to piss people off. And that is what they would do if they came out and were like an IGN France and attacked this game. I of course will be playing this at launch, and I will be covering it up until launch, but I'm so happy to see more people defending it. Of course, MAXIM Korea coming out, putting out this video, and being very positively received. But that's all that I had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.